Hello, everybody. I made it on. I'm here. Welcome, everybody. Uh, let's see who's going to come on in and chat with me today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Um, I am, if you cannot tell by my voice, I am a wee bit sick, somewhat congested with throat, chest, everything. So at least Mateus is on the mend, it seems. And Um, Steve is a little bit better as well. And I'm at the tail end of things. So, welcome everybody, and thank you for joining me. It's been a hell of a ride. I just have to say that. I just looked at my eyebrows. I got one bigger than the other. God bless me. Can't see anything right now. Um, it's been a heck of a ride. I'm going to say lately with everything, and and with that, it's teaching me to embrace and to have faith and to trust. And that's a big one, to really try not to panic and overthink everything with it, as it has happened. I mean, with everything that has happened since the end of February, so all through March and now all through April, the transitioning of life, the transitioning of the world around us has been huge. Um, we're within a vast ocean of potential, and it exists from love to hate right now. And also within health. And this is where we, choose to focus upon. What are we choosing to focus upon? And that which leads to the heavens gates, as they say. So this energy that's coming in, especially this week, as we're building up to a new moon solar eclipse, and I will be having a meditation for this solar eclipse. So if you wish to join me, it's $25. We're going to have a meditation. We're going to talk about working with this energy, and also we're going to play a little bit of music and allow for the vibration of the music to move. And we're going to do a little bit of a peek into May and June. So if you wish to join me, I should have my voice and everything back by Saturday night. But this is where we've had Mercury that has just passed over the nodes. They were conjunct. And this is where life has become a white canvas, a canvas of how we're, feeling our energies. What is it feeling like? And I know there's a lot of people who are feeling scared. They're feeling very much the doom and gloom. Now, excuse me, as I talk, my nose gets all. Couple things. I'm not going to stay on here too long because I know I won't be able to. And plus, I don't think anybody wants to hear me with my nose and everything. But a couple things. I know a lot of people are afraid and of the doom and gloom and everything that's uh, coming up. Now, it is important for us to connect with our positive energies and allow ourselves to paint and take time to look at our life and how we are wanting to paint and how we are wanting to create. And this is where, what is it? We're going to find that there's a lot of things that we're going to be erasing and a lot of things that we are going to be removing from our life because they're no longer in alignment. And also because of the strains of what the world is putting upon us all with Pluto and where Pluto is. And he's a funny guy. He is the Lord of the underworld, but he's also coming into a place where we've never lived this, where Pluto is. The declaration was actually of 1776, was written underneath the Pluto retrograde. So Pluto's going back to that point of when the declaration was written. And this is crucial because this is a time of change. This is time of looking at what is your declaration? What is it that you are looking at for your own life, and how is that important to you? Through this, for me, it has really given me a wake-up call of a lot of things out of the shoulda, coulda, woulda. And I'm going to stress to a lot of people out there right now for the shoulda, coulda, woulda. is don't delay on shit. Don't delay on the things that you need to do now. Because we as a society have not, and this is part of what Pluto wants to teach us and Saturn wants to teach us. I mean, Saturn and Pluto were conjunct all through coming into 2020. I mean, trying to show us what is important to you. Do you want to go and go into the restrictions? Do you want to deal with what government has to tell you, or do you want to step into the freedoms of your world? And a lot of times people are thinking, well, the freedoms of my world, what does that mean? What does that look like? And this is where our painting, our artwork really comes into play. What are we wanting to create? And this is where for myself, I never really thought too much about it, is things like looking for the future. We live in a society that, you got to live for now, got to live for now, which is great, and I believe in living for now. But you also have to look at the future. You also have to look at things that may come down that you don't even expect to happen, and they do. And that's what Pluto and Saturn all warn us about telling us and having us look at it within our lives. And this solar eclipse in Taurus is very much a preparation. It is a Taurus is a sign of preparing. Taurus is a sign of plowing the fields, getting things ready. Now, we as a society have really taken advantage of a lot what the earth has to do. And sometimes we're very short-term memory. We forget. We forget a lot of things that have been going on. And I know a lot of times people think I'm doom and gloom. Fine, I'm doom and gloom. But I want to keep reminding people this is a time, especially where Pluto is, this is a time when we are going to find depopulation. We're going to find the population of the world is going to decrease. Why? That's just where Pluto is. This is what happened. This is a 246-year cycle. This is part of what the earth does. And how it does it in different ways. The droughts and stuff that are happening throughout the United States, throughout the prairies and different parts into Montana and stuff, go back to when the droughts were in the 1500s. Very similar things were happening, and civilizations were wiped out. We are going through a transition within the earth, and this transition within the earth is also a time of awakening, also a time of us really looking at what is truly important to us and how can we create the greatness and the abundance, right? Feel better and drink lots of coffee. Well, I have been drinking lots of coffee with my vitamin C water, and my coffee. So I know I just didn't want to leave another day without you guys hearing from me, and I didn't want to post like another, "Oh, I'm not feeling well" kind of thing. So, but this is where we have to deepen ourselves into what is happening. We could go back to a lot of the things that I know right now. It's easy to blame everything to do with Soviet Union or Russia, should I say, and Czechoslovakia, or you not Czechoslovakia yet, Ukraine. We can blame a lot, but a lot of this goes back quite a ways in how we've been treating our soil, how we've, a lot of the industrial farmers, where we get our food from. We, thank you, Lexi. We, they need fertilizer in order to produce the crops because of how the soil's been treated. Now, it's not just recently they've been doing this. This has been happening for over a century of how they've been doing what they've been doing, for industrial farming. We also have to look at the other pandemics that are coming in, the bird flu for one, where a lot of farmers are having to destroy their crops. Now, this bird flu that's coming in as well, it's very similar to COVID. and it's the way it's designed, and it's dormant in waterfowl for 3 to 4 weeks, so it's very hard to track. They don't know how it's coming about. So that is what the other thing. So we have that shortage that's coming in. Now this is all also a part of some man-made, but a lot of how the planet is transitioning and changing uh, within our world, within our lives. And in understanding that, it gives us a greater appreciation of the things that we need to be doing and taking responsibility for it. Now, any of you who took my journey club, the number one thing I always said is you are 100% responsible for your own reality. I'm responsible for my own reality. I know the things that I did and didn't do. Some things I didn't prepare for because I just didn't think they were important until the shit hits the fan. Then you know how important they are in the preparation. This is where many of us we think that we could just go to the store and go to the store and it's going to be there. But when the shit hits the fan, that's when you're like, holy shit, I should have done this before. That's all part of where this energy is. The energy right now is allowing us to look into where our abundance is. You know, it could be buying seeds, planting your seeds. It could be looking into hydroponics. There's so many videos right now out there to look at that can help you to grow your garden, to help you to process your food and etc. There's information that's out there. It's time for us to start utilizing the information. And it's important for us to utilize this information because you're going to find that a lot of the information that is out there to help you to grow your food is going to be depleted. It's going to disappear. And the reason being is that we're so focused on the now, we're not going to notice that things aren't going to be there anymore. So it's time for us to wake up and start to pay attention to what truly is happening in the world right now. We could even go back to the swine flu. The swine flu has been back and forth for quite some time, but our pork prices are up. You know, they have been up since before, like I would say before 2018. Same with fertilizer. Fertilizer's been they've been having problems with fertilizer since 2018. But we don't that's why I say it's so important to understand your history. You know, we go along and sometimes we won't click on a video that's a week old because, "Oh, that's old." And it's like, "Oh, it's only a week old." Let alone if you click on something that was produced a year ago or something that was produced 10 years ago. This is information that is there for us so that we can educate ourselves so we are able to stand more in our light in what we're doing. It's wonderful to visualize and to say I'm going to visualize, you know, whatever it is because I want to have, you know, I had a conversation with somebody on my thing on my feed for visualizing lower gas prices. Good. Visualize the lower gas prices. That's one. But also realize what's happening with the gas. What's happening with all of that? Right now, the United States has pulled out 40% of their reserves and they're doing nothing to replace it. Same with other countries around the world. They shut down pipelines that can help to actually help with the prices of gas to go down, but they've cut them off. So we have all of this disruption that has been going on for quite some time. Our supply chain is a very fragile, and we're noticing it even now. So, and we're noticing it in a bigger way. It's so important for us to honor that of where we're at and honor what's going on. A phone call came in, but I can't answer it. So, this is where also we got to look at with the fertilizer because a lot of what we use fertilizer for, phosphates, have gone in a different way. They've gone in. for batteries. These little things that have been we've been doing, in our lives and in our world right now is causing us to awaken. This is getting us to really look at the direction on where we want to take our lives. I feel we're going to go backwards a little bit. We're still going to have computers and things like that, but a lot of things that are important to us are really going to come up, where we are going to be looking at more people growing their own food, homesteading, things along that line. And we are going to look at where there is going to be a depopulation. One of the reasons is, the millenniums aren't getting married. Many of them are not getting married. Many of them are, if they do, they get married at 32. Now, I hate to tell women right now, if you're 32 and you want to get pregnant, you're a geriatric pregnancy. And it's very difficult. I'm not saying you can't get pregnant. You can't say, intro, but it is more harder. And if you've been on the pill for 10, 15, 20 years, these are things that are all part of our society. And we don't also realize that you take that in. Where is it going? It's going into your water system. Yes, we have sewers, but a lot of stuff goes into our water system too. So we have so many things that we have done. Excuse me, my nose. So many things that we have done. This is a time of awakening. This is a time of getting us to really realize it. And I know many, and we'll go back to women wanting to get pregnant. I feel like it's so important for women to really understand their bodies and understand how their bodies work. Not all women want to be moms, and that's fine. But the thing is, and I talked about this years ago with Corey, and we had a conversation, and he was asking, he says, why? He goes, all these people who don't want to have children are having children. Why is that, Mary? And I said, it's the way that people think. As crazy as that sounds. It's where, as in today's society, you're looked upon, you're frowned upon if you have more than 2 children or more. You're looked as greedy. I remember with my 4 kids, people would criticize, and some people would say, oh, don't you know anything about birth control? And you'd be like, wow, it's that type of attitude which creates a society that we're going into now, which creates a society that says it's okay to have an abortion at 9 months, or it's okay to abandon your baby if you decide after you've given birth. That's the society that we have created. Now, when we create a society like that, it has an effect on everything in our life. And a lot of this has to do with our connection with God and the goddess, with our connection. And when you get connected with the god and the goddess, it's our connection with the land and the energies and the way the world works. When we come into that connection with the land, with our world, we come into appreciation that we know that we have to replenish not only the land, but we have to replenish ourselves and ourselves as human beings. Otherwise, we cease to exist. And that's where we're going. But we're going through this because this is part of our learning process. This is a part of where we really get to awaken. And it's a harsh awakening right now for people. It is a harsh awakening because you are so used to having things instantaneous. And we've mentioned that over and over again. People want things instant. You order from Amazon, you want it now. God is not Amazon. The goddess is not Amazon. She ain't going to give you it right now if she doesn't want to. Have you had an appreciation for her? Have you taken time to honor her? Have you taken time to honor the gods or the fairies or the angels? It's creating that rapport. That same rapport you begin to create with the world around you. Are you creating a rapport with your plants, with your house? There's that one girl on Netflix, a little cute little Japanese girl who goes in and she helps you to redo your house and to don't look at the things that you need or don't need. The first thing that she says, appreciate your house, give love to your house, go around, touch the walls, giving it love and light and pure source energy. She talks about that. And then she gets people to look at the things that they have. Is, do you really appreciate the 20 pairs of jeans do you have? Do you need 20 pairs of jeans? She gets you to really look at what do you appreciate? What's important to you? And this is what I'm going back to. This is where the energies are. In Taurus, what is important to you? Taurus is a mundane earth energy, and it's asking you what is important to you on this earth. It's time to prepare. Uranus in Taurus gets you to prepare, gets you to really look at the things that you need to look at that are important to you and your family and what you want to create in the future. And I'm going to say to you guys, if you guys don't have some form of a savings, please get one. Please get one. Do your investments. Look at what you need to invest because you never know what's going to happen. And part of that investments are, I'm going to say buy your food first before you invest to make sure that you have food. But look at the things that you need to stock up on and look at the things you need to stock up on in the mundane world as well. That's going to be very important over the next coming months. So, my nose is going to explode, so I need to go. But I am doing readings on the weekend, starting on Sunday. So if anybody would like to start to book in for their readings, please let me know, and I'm going to get you in. Excuse me. If you're wanting to join me for the new moon meditation, it's $25 to register. Just DM me, and I'll put your name down on the list. And let's begin to create a better world for ourselves. And this is very imperative, especially with the energies in Taurus right now. So have a blessed one, everybody, and we will talk to you all tomorrow. Blessed be everyone. Bye-bye.